Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube series on how to use Seesaw. In this episode, we're going to go over how to create choice boards in Seesaw. Choice boards are a great way for students to engage in asynchronous work. This could be either assignments in small groups, or they can do this individually. It can be assigned as homework, however you want to use it, and you don't have to be there for this part. What we're going to do first is log into our Seesaw classroom and click on the big plus sign at the top and go to assign activity. When we get to assign activity, you're going to go to your library and we're going to create a new activity. I've already started it here. I've named my new activity Mercury Researched, and I gave some directions here. Notice that I've also used some of Seesaw special things in here so that when you do those little colons there, it will bring up a special icon that the kids will see. We're going to use a template for the kids to work on. So it's just going to be a blank page to start with, and we're going to create that template from scratch. The first thing I'm going to do is give this a background just so that it has a color, kind of a pop to it. Any color you like is fine. And I'm going to give it a title. We are Mercury Research. When you click off the box is when you can resize it and move it around. Notice that there's other options when you click on the ellipsis underneath the box. You can change fonts with these top 6 up here. The next 3 gives it no outline, a dark outline, or you have it all colored in. And then you have your 3 styles of alignment there. I'm going to just leave it here. And then I'm going to lock this text box so that the students can't move it around and it won't get in their way. The next thing that we're going to do now is add the icons that we're going to give the students to choose from on their choice board. Here I'm going to give them 4 different choices. I'm just going to choose this box. I went to shapes. I'm just going to choose a simple square one. There are different ways that you can arrange your choice boards. You can make it completely random. So that's what I'm going to do for this first one. I'm just going to duplicate this box and kind of stick it all over the place so that it looks random, and it really gives the students that choice to choose what they want to do. In this assignment, I'm just asking them to do 2 of the 4 choices that I'm giving them. Once I like the placements of my boxes, I can just click on the little ellipses again and lock these boxes into place so that they don't get accidentally moved around. I went ahead and already pulled up the websites that I'm going to use. The first one is 9planets.org, and I'm going to use my snipping tool. If you just search it up, all Windows has it. And I'm going to click on new, and I'm going to click just this little icon right here, and it automatically saves so that when I go over here I can click Control V and it will paste my icon down. I'm going to stick the icon here. If you are more of a perfectionist or you have more time on your hands, you can actually look up logos in Google. Look for transparent backgrounds if you don't want that look. But for our purposes here, it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to use the snipping tool. I'm going to go up to the URL, and I'm going to copy that and go back to this image that I added. Go to the link, and I'm going to add the link here. You'll notice that I have 2 choices because I do have more than one page over here to the right on my template. But I'm going to be linking this to our URL and not to another page. Okay, so I have that one linked. Let's go to my next one, which is NASA. I'm going to go and use my snipping tool again. I'll take the NASA logo, paste it in here, put it down here. Go, and I'm going to grab that link back to my choice board, the ellipsis to the link, Control V that link onto there. Go to my next one, National Geographic. Copy that. Back to the choice board. Resize. When you are resizing, make sure that you pull from the corners so that it keeps the ratio the same. If you pull from the inside ones, it does distort the images. For text, sometimes it's okay and other times it's weird. Same thing with pictures. For this, it wasn't so bad. Go back, copy that link, ellipses to the link, Control V, and the check mark. Notice that there's this little icons next to all these pictures. It shows you your links are there. My very last one is Brain Pop. So I'm going to take a picture of Brain Pop and stick it right there as well. Go back, copy the link, ellipses, link, enter the link, make sure it says Brain Pop, check. So now I have the 4 sites that the kids can visit and it's all done. You can add more, you can add less, that's up to you. This one is kind of all over the place so the kids can choose which ones they want. If you want them to go in a certain order, you can line the boxes up. You can color them differently. You can leave them the same color. I added shapes and I added the little arrow in between each so that they know that they're starting with this one, then going to this website, and then the National Geographic sites, and then Brain Pop as their last site. So if there's an order that you want the kids to go in, you can do it this way. Or let's say you want to divide it into groups. So group 1 will do research here, group 2 will do research here, and then their second site can be a free choice site. It could be this one or this one. Notice that I color them differently too so that it pops and they can really see the differences between those. And I went down to the bottom here and I clicked on add page. The last page that I added was a response sheet. So students can add in here what they've learned and what they're still curious about. I used shapes for the background and I put text boxes on top so that the kids can answer in the text boxes. You can leave the text boxes off if you prefer, or you can add it in there for the younger kids. So if I were to add it and just press that plus sign, notice that it just pops up here for you. If you pull the bottom corner and make it bigger, it makes the font bigger too. So when you're adding the text box, it's better to pull it to the right or the left using the middle circle there and then pulling it down to fill the space that you would like the students to fill up. They don't have to use the whole space, but they have that option. Remember, don't lock text boxes that you want the kids to type in. If you lock those text boxes, the kids won't be able to type into them. Kind of like this one that's locked. You would have to unlock it to edit it. But this, the kids can click on here, erase that, and start typing their answers here. If I wanted to, I could click off of that text box and duplicate it and move that down to this other one, and then just resize it to fit the smaller text box area here. Elongate it however you need to. You can also leave it blank. They can draw in the answers. They could record an answer. However you want to do that. Once you are done with your choice board template, for the most part you'll have probably 2 pages there unless you wanted more answer type sheets in between. Click on the check mark to save that template and it will go here. Make sure your instructions say what you would like it to say. You can add a voice instruction of you reading these or additional instructions, and you can also add a video of you working through the activity to give the kids an idea of how that all works too. Once you are done with everything, click on the save piece and you'll be taken here. You can see that my little icons showed up that I used their special little shortcuts for, and then you can click on the assign button and assign it to any of the classes you have. You can assign it to all of your students, or you can assign it to specific students in your class. You can schedule it for a later date if you would like to, or you can assign it immediate. Hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know.